Hello everybody, my name is Ben and welcome back to my channel. And for those who's seen this video for the first time, well, welcome. Just a pure welcome. So today I like to discuss one of my favorite X-Men story of all time, Days of the Future Past. This book was originally really released on January and February of 1981 in issues of Uncanny X-Men 141 and 142. The story was written by the legendary Chris Claremont and art by the equally legendary John Byrne, and featuring the inks of a very talented Terry Austin. Now, I was fortunate enough to actually own both issues right here. And these actually, on a personal level, these two of the first books I ever bought on the on the wall section, where the more expensive back issues are, with the money I earned. So again, very personal these two books are. So let's get to it. Now, the best way to read these books, of course, the original. They're a little bit pricey. If you get them cheap, definitely pick it up. But there are other ways. Now, my favorite version to read this book is Days of Future Past, the oversized deluxe hardcover edition. Now, that only does contain those two issues on Uncanny X-Men. It also features the sequel, Days of Future Present, which was crossed over in several different Marvel annuals back in 1989, I think. Anyways, I think those issues. Let's see what that's what they say. X-Men annual number 14. Fantastic Four annual number 23, New Mutant annual number 6, X Factor annual number 5, which features the X-Men annual features a really good some really good Art Adams art. Also, this one has Wolverine Days of Future Past issues 1 through 3, and let's see, and Excalibur number 52, 66, and 67, which features more of another sequel to Days of Future Present, which features the character Ahab. Gotta stop saying feature so much. Anyhow, Ahab is a mutant hunter from the timeline. Anyways, we're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the main issue. So now, if you haven't, you can also read this from the Uncanny X-Men Omnibus. I love him, Omnibus. Omnibus edition number 2. There used to be a trade paperback edition with just the 2 books collected. They may not be still in print, but also, of course, you could probably find this in Comixology. Give it a shot. I'm sure those who have never read this book might have seen the movie, which they replaced Kitty Pryde's character with Wolverine's character as the main character. Oh God, I'm saying the same words over and over again. As the main character to go back in time to change the future from the past. If you read it, the storyline is very similar. In that one, Wolverines try to prevent the assassination of Bolivia Trask, who is the inventor of the Sentinels. In the original book, it's Kitty Pryde that goes back in time to prevent the assassination of Senator Robert Kelly. Now, I'm going to give you a it's a 40-50-year-old story. I don't think a spoiler warning should be required, so I'm just giving you a basic lowdown of the story, okay? You start off with in the future where mutants are either killed or put in concentration camps, and while Kitty Pryde is one of those mutants that were in concentration camps. With the help of Wolverine, she and a bunch of other X-Men attempt to escape, and with the help of Phoenix, or the future Phoenix, is Rachel Summers, the daughter of Cyclops and Jean Grey. Now, with her psionic power, she managed to send Kitty Pryde's essence, I guess, or spirit back in time to possess her younger self to prevent the assassination of Senator Robert Kelly with the help of the other X-Men of the past or present. Definitely not the future. Anyways, time traveling stuff. And they managed to do that. And that's the basic, quick rundown of the story. However, so let's talk about why I like it. Of course, Claremont, Byrne, that is the greatest X-Men creative team of all time. That helps. Also, the thing that really gets me is that this is the first comic story written that's not a what-if story, where major X-Men characters are killed off, and they do it. They've been killed off in some of the gruesome ways, especially Wolverine. But you've seen this cover. This is the cover of issue 142. But it's in. But if you look, the actual art, interior art inside, right? You can see Wolverine just getting his flesh burned, melted by the Sentinel's blast. That is some horrifying scene, especially when I was so much younger. I was like, oh my god, Wolverine just got melted. This is, and then you see him, and then you can see over here, and you see his adamantium skeleton just falls down to the ground, and then over here, Storm gets harpooned right in the back. You actually, this scene was, and they took this scene from the movie too, I remember correctly. So, anyhow, you get classic burn art, you get great story. That's the perfect combination, right? You can't really beat it. That's why we read comics, because you get that great story and great art. Because of that, that shocking moment of uncertainty, and you're like, oh my god, I hope the X-Men can save the future by fulfill this mission, protect Senator Kelly, and of course they do. But it's always that that alternative timeline that's not really fixed. The whole again, back to the whole time traveling thing. Anyhow, this is my highest recommendation for X-Men story, and if you never read it, I again highly, highly, highly recommend you read it. And that is it. If you can pick this version up, this is the books to pick, because you got all the sequel storylines too. Okay, that's all. Anyway, if you like this, please hit the like button, share with your friends, your social media, and leave a comment. If you ever tell me if you read this book, how you feel about this book, and what's your favorite X-Men storyline. And that's it. And over here in America, tomorrow is Thanksgiving, so I wish everybody a very happy Thanksgiving. All right, goodbye.